Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Okay, Anna, howdy. I'm
Hello.
going to make you a co-host. Okay, and is Yaz in here? Not yet. Uh, Anna, can you tell me when Yaz gets in if you can spot it?
Yes, I'll look for her.
Howdy to everybody else. Can you guys all hear me? Antonio, Ashley, Amanda, can you guys hear me? Okay, good, good, good. All right. Um, we're going to have a fairly simple session today, and let me get it started here. Hold on. I got all kinds of windows open. Uh, okay. Let me share the keynote file. Okay, Anna, can you see the Area 51 entry there and
Yes.
date and everything? Okay. Okay, everybody. So let's talk about the things that we need to discuss for today. Um, what we're going to do is talk about uh, where you should be today in the schedule that we last week and a half before the final. And then we'll talk about the SU grade procedures and stuff. And I know you'll have a lot of questions about that. And then I'll just talk about homework assignments and points and so forth. Now, remember, we got a couple more homework assignments, 2 regular ones and one bonus homework. Okay, bonus points assignment. And those are both going to be due. The regular homeworks are due the night before the final, which is the 21st. That's two Tuesdays from now, I think. And let's see, yeah, it's 2 Tuesdays. So not next Tuesday, but the Tuesday after that. So they'll be due the Monday night. And then the bonus point mega review will be due that morning, right before I release the final exam. So, right. So let's talk about where you should be right now. Here's the emergency YouTube diversion page. And we're actually, let me ease, we just finished with exam 3 in yellow. And so we ease this up a little bit. We're up here today at lecture 26. So I would be giving a lecture in the lecture hall. Something today, if we were still on campus, something like the one that is linked here in the YouTube diversion page. Okay, homework 18 you can tackle after you've gone through lecture 26. Okay, and then we have lecture 27 next Tuesday and lecture 28 next Thursday. Okay, and and with those, we have homework 19. That's the last regular assignment of the semester. Ooh, it says due next Saturday. That's not quite correct. I'll change that after our session. And then the mega review is due at 8 a.m. On 4/21. In other words, right before I release the final exam. And then down in the black squares underneath all that is the final exam schedule. And like I said, I'll make that available at 8. You'll have it's double the size of a midterm. So just think about exam 3 and double the size of it. And but it will be cumulative. So that means all the way back to January. And it's also mandatory, so you can't, this one's not a dropped exam. You have to make this one, right? But you have all day to do it. So you could start it at 8, you could start it at 9, you could, and you could start it at 12:05 p.m. right after lunch. You can start it at 7. But make sure that you have an hour, 2 hours and 50 minutes of your schedule blocked out for the exam, because you'll get 2 hours and 50 minutes for the final. Okay, it's double the size of a midterm, but you get almost 3 times the amount of time a midterm would have. So hopefully you won't need all that 170 minutes, but if you do, you'll be good. Let me see. Somebody posted something in chat. Let's see. I'll stop for questions in just a minute, Dana. So hold on. Hold your horses. Okay, so that's the basic schedule. Right? Now, let me pause and take questions. And the first one's from Dana, and anybody else wants to type something in, go ahead and type. The mega review is bonus points. And so what I do is if you get, I think it's 27 points total. So what I'll do is scale that down to like 4 points or fewer. So let's say that you earn 3 bonus points. So what that does is it goes into your pointage total, but it doesn't change the basis for the grade. So right now we have 150 point basis, right? So you can earn another 3 bonus points, but that doesn't change the denominator to 153. It stays at 150. All right, that's what bonus points do. They add to the numerator, but not the denominator. So it cannot help. It cannot count against you if you don't do it. All right, or if you blow it, you mess it up, you don't get any bonus points. Right? That's the way bonus points works, at least with me. All right, Dana, how does that sound? Sound comprehensible to you? Okay, anyone else? Antonio. Yeah, after the final, we switch to the grading scale on the syllabus, because the one on the syllabus is set for all the points of the semester. So that's the 150 that we have now, plus the 100 that we get from the final exam. All right. Now let me stop sharing my keynote, and let me share my syllabus. I have the syllabus. Where did I put that? Here it is. Okay, so can you see the syllabus now? Okay, great. All right, you can see the syllabus. So this is the syllabus, and Antonio, down here is the pointage chart for the semester grades. Do you see that? Kind of in the middle of the page. All right. So yeah, so this is the one. Now this is the one that we use after the final. Okay, because then we're on a 250 point basis. But for right now, we're on the 150 point basis because we've only had we have best 2 out of 3 midterms, 25 points from homework, 25 points possible from clicking. All right, now the clicking finished before the spring break because we're not doing any more clicking. Right, so class participation is over, but we still have a little homework to do. So you might be able to inch your homework up a little bit if it's not already 25. All right, but all those points add up to 150 right now. But after the final, we'll have another 100 points from it possible, and so it's 150. And then you go to this grade scale or this grades table. Okay, does that answer your question pretty well, Anthony or Antonio? All right. Let's go. I think a couple other people had questions. Andrew, so is the final just double the question count of a regular test? Yeah, it's going to be, just think twice what a, twice, twice as big as exam 3. I might put a few more calculations. I won't put a bonus point extra problem on there because it'll be long enough as it is. All right, so all the bonus points have to be done and in the books before you do the final. But yeah, it'll be 70 something, 80 something questions, multiple choice, so matching, true, false, multiple choice, that kind of stuff. And then maybe 3 or 4 calculations where you actually have to calculate a number. So, and don't forget, I could go all the way back to stopping time questions, stopping distance, a free fall question, heat melt heat. I could even give you one of the linear charge array brain burners on the final, right? So there'll be 3 or 4 of those, and and they'll be at the end of the test as usual. And so that'll be good, all right? And I think most people did a good job on their, handling exam 3. The online version. So it'll just be basically double that, all right? But you'll have a little bit more time to finish it, more than double the amount of time. Okay, so we had 70 minutes. I don't know how many people maxed out, but 70 minutes times 2 is 140, and for the final you'll have 170. So that's an extra half hour for the final. So hopefully that'll take the pressure off everybody. Okay, Andrew, does that sound like a good answer to you? Okay, good. Amanda, I don't know what the exam, I haven't looked at it for exam 3. The regular points, I know at one point it was at about 70 something, but I haven't looked at it because if it finished, I did all the points and stuff for your grades, but I didn't think to look at the average for that exam. But when I looked at it in the middle of the day, in the afternoon, I think, and at that point it was like a 71 or something like that. All right, and some high scores above that, some low scores below that. So I'll let you know about that. That's not a problem. I'm not going to do it right now, of course, but another question from anyone? Okay. Well, if you have questions, post a new thread in discussions. All right, and or wait till Thursday, or sorry, this is Thursday. Wait till next Tuesday, and we could talk some more about it. Right now, I'm going to go back to the the Keynote file. So let's go to that. Okay, and let's get this back going. Okay, so can you still see the emergency YouTube diversion page? Okay, great. All right. So let's continue. All right. So let's talk about the SU grading situation. And I know, a bunch of you should have a fairly good idea of what your grade is going into the final right now. I mean, that's what I worked so hard on the other day to get ready for you on yesterday, I guess. So that's good. And there's a couple things that I want to mention to you concerning the SU grade. first of all, the W deadline, the withdrawal deadline, is now Monday the 20th. So that's the last day of classes. Final exam for us is the very next day. So you have up until Monday, 2 Mondays from now, to decide if you want to do withdrawal. And, you know, I looked at everybody's grades. There's only a few people that are really in bad shape because they haven't done any homework and they haven't been in class to click and stuff. But everybody, you know, everybody's name on there that I see, I know many, many names of you guys. And I know most of you were really nervous and, you know, wondered, oh, can I get a good grade in this class? And now you know that a bunch of you are going to be just fine, okay? Matter of fact, almost everybody that has taken all 3 exams, which is most of you, 140 something of you, almost all of you have a C or higher. So it's, you know, the grades are looking fairly good right now. And we got bonus points coming up, so you can, you know, maybe inch yourself across the borderline from a C to a B or from a B to an A. And so remember, our final exam is April 24th. It's going to be online, as I mentioned. All right. Now, I asked the Department of Physics to designate this course as optionally SU. And I talked to my BOSS this morning, Professor Mucciolo, and he said, yeah, actually, all of the classes, all of the courses in the physics department are now SU optional. So you can stick with regular letter grading if you want, or you can go SU, and that's up to you. You have to think about it. Now, the deadline for that is actually April 27th, but you know, I don't know how, don't wait till April 27th, because they may have it set up so that your last day to sign up for SU is like the midnight before your final exam in this class. So it might be midnight on April 20th for all I know. So definitely, and you know, look in your, you know, in the web portal and stuff, and maybe you'll get some insight on that. Now I see a few of you have some questions. Okay. Will there be an SI study session for the final? Yes has to answer that, but probably she'll have something. SU stands for satisfactory, unsatisfactory. So yes, just told me, yes, she is going to have an SI review for the final. So, and yes, do you want to say something? Go ahead and do you want to activate your mic?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I am going to be having an SI review study union. It's going to be huge, like 2-hour review, kind of like the one we did last time, but it'll be recorded and then I can upload it for the students who can't attend at this specific time. However, I don't know the exact time that I'm going to be scheduled. So I put in my availability, but it's up to my supervisors now to let me know when they scheduled me.
All right. So let me know, and I'll post it in announcements and also discussions, okay?
Okay, we'll do.
One more thing, Anna. Are you doing this from home, or are you coming up to campus to do it? Or not Anna, but yes.
That's right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I'll
No.
be doing it from home.
All right. Just curious, because I think
I think so.
campus
I think I am.
is pretty much totally locked down. So.
Yeah.
All right. Fernando's asking me, do we have to do anything if we want to keep it the standard letter grade? And the answer to that is no. I think it will be standard letter grade unless you opt into the SU grading. And the way my boss explained it to me, he said that for me, he said, Dr. Brickner, calculate your semester grades the way you normally do, A, B, C, D, and F. and then upload those into the my.ucf portal the way I normally do at the end of the semester. And then if an individual student has opted to have SU grading, the registrar's office will convert whatever letter grade I give into an S or a U. Okay, and I'm pretty sure it goes like this: letter grade C, letter grade B, letter grade A are converted to S, and letter grade D for Delta and letter grade F are converted to U's. But I'm not sure, but I think that's what it is. And Jenna, I don't know where you find the option. It's probably going to be in my.ucf.edu. That's what Anna just said. And I won't be able to go in and, I don't have a student account, so I can't really tell how it's going to work for you guys. But that would be my first place to check. Also check your Knight's Mail. They've probably been emailing like 70 messages per day. Alexis asks, does SU affect your GPA? According to the university, the answer to that is NO. And I don't know how they're going to do that. It's going to show up on your transcript as an SU, or there's going to be an asterisk attached to it indicating that, it was during the coronavirus epidemic. So, if you're applying for a job or grad school or something like that, they'll be able to see, and they'll at least hopefully make allowances for that. Anna's advice is good. Talk to your academic advisor in whatever department you have. Dana asks, what are the pros and cons? What I would say is if you're trying to get, well, who isn't trying to get their GPA up, all right? If you know that you're trying to get your GPA up and you've got a B or an A and or even a C, if any of those three letter grades are going to bring your GPA up, then you definitely want to stay with letter grades, all right? But if you have a D or an F that and that's only like about 6 or 7 people in the class, then you might get a little bit of safety from the SU because it's not going to affect your GPA. So Anna brings up, you can't do it for prerequisite courses, and it could affect certain scholarships. Matter of fact, I'm going to talk about that. So let's definitely talk about that. Here's some of the admonitions or the caveats. You might have issues with financial aid, okay, if you do the SU option. And I believe that has to do something about your semester hours. But one of my morning class students definitely looked into that and said that there's some kind of a blurb page about it in the financial aid website for UCF. The other thing is, as Anna mentioned, prerequisites, and physical science 1121 I know is a required course for some majors, and so you've got to take a letter grade if that's the case. So like I think psychology and maybe speech and language pathology, those guys, it's a mandatory course. So as we've said before, check with your advisor in your department. U doesn't translate to a low grade in Sophia in that it doesn't affect your GPA, but it will be on your transcript as a U. So that's, but there's very few people in the class as of right now that are in danger of a U. But what you want to do is read up on it as much as you can, because there might be other issues, and just talk to people. Talk to your advisor. You probably can't talk to anybody at the registrar's office, but you probably can They've probably got their web pages set up so you can answer your questions. You know, they probably have an FAQ and stuff like that going. Will you, Dana, I don't know if a U will mean you have to retake the class. You know, I would guess probably yes, but I don't know. But like I said, if you go to the registrar's website and look at what they have got, also check your Knight's mail. You've probably gotten notices there. You may not have been checking it, and that'll work good too, right? But you know, we have a couple weeks, right? So don't be like a total slacker. But you know, you definitely have time to make a learn about the situation and talk it over, at least with your advisor in your department, and then make a decision. And you can, the grade status that you have right now in your grades page, the very top line, total pointage as of April, whatever it was, April 6th or whatever, or April 8th, I guess. That's the letter grade that you've got right now before the final. Now, if you bomb the final, you might drop a letter grade. I mean, totally bomb the final, all right? If you crush the final, you might be able to bring it up a letter grade. So, and we've got homework, we've got bonus points possible in the next 2 weeks. So you want to do as much of the homework as well as you possibly can, and you want to nab some bonus points if you can. All right, and that'll help. All right, and as I mentioned earlier, the main pattern appears to be, if you want to get a D or an F, don't take all the tests, and don't do homework, and don't do clicking. So if you've got 24 out of 25 on homework and 23 out of 25 on clicking already, that's going to help you out a lot, even if you don't do so hot on the final. Now, you can't totally blow the final. I mean, you could skip it and get a total 0 on the final, and then you're going to be toast. But for everybody that's going to take the final, if you do the normal amount of study and do the bonus study, and go to SI review and stuff, you're probably not going to bomb the final. And what I would recommend to all of you, and forgive me for sounding like your mother-in-law nagging you, but for all of you, even you seniors that think you're so smart and all that kind of stuff, but especially all the newbie freshmen and transfer students, get a good night's sleep Monday night. All right. So sorry to nag you about that, but that is a big factor. Get all your studying in with good time. Don't wait till the last minute. And then at the last minute, you'll have enough time to get a good 6 hours of sleep, wake up, crush my final on that Tuesday morning, or whenever you decide to take it later that day. All right. Jennifer, the final will be available at 8, kind of like our midterm that we just took. Okay. But you can just block out 2 hours and 50 minutes of your time during the day, and the latest the last minute of your 2 hours and 50 minutes can be 11:58 p.m. All right, and the first minute can be 8:01 a.m. So you have a block of time anywhere in between those two, so it's kind of flexible. Cahoots. I have no idea about Cahoots. Yaz, you're going to have to deal with that. And I know everybody is always talking about Cahoots and stuff. All right, well, it's 2 o'clock. Let's finish. It's 2:02. Okay, and so yeah, if there's no more questions, I will see you guys on Tuesday afternoon. Don't forget to do your homework and look at those YouTubes. We got 3 more to go. All right, good, Ashley. I'll see you guys later. Okay, Dana, good. Bonus points for joining the classes. I have no idea what you mean, joining classes. You're welcome, Andrew. And for all you guys that are planning to graduate this semester, I have this to say. UCF, which means you can finish, because you guys are doing pretty good. Oops. Okay. Yeah, no points for attending Zoom. I stopped taking attendance last week, so just all right. Okay, I'll see you guys on Tuesday next week.